When Natalee Holloway stepped onto the sands of Aruba for a graduation trip, no one could have guessed it would be the last time she'd be seen alive. Her mysterious disappearance has haunted the world, leaving behind just enough clues to spark countless theories but not enough to find her. In this video we'll uncover the chilling details, twists, and suspects that make Natalee's case one of the most haunting unsolved mysteries in recent memory. Welcome to Chilling Fireside Stories, where we dive into the mysteries that continue to haunt and intrigue. Today, I'm looking into the unsettling disappearance of Natalee Holloway, a case that shook her family and captured the world's attention. I want to acknowledge that this story contains sensitive details surrounding Natalee's disappearance which may be difficult for some viewers. As always, I'll include photos and visuals related to Natalee's journey at the end of the video. Now grab a warm drink and let's dive in. Natalee Ann Holloway was born on October 21, 1986, in Clinton, Mississippi. Raised primarily in Mountain Brook, Alabama, Natalee was known for her bright personality and active involvement in academics and extracurriculars, described as a dedicated student with a passion for learning. She was 18 when graduated with honors from Mountain Brook High School in 2005. Like many students, she planned a trip with her friends to celebrate the end of school to Aruba, in the southern Caribbean Sea, off the coast of Venezuela. It was meant to be a memory-filled getaway, a time to relax before the next chapter of college. Natalee Holloway traveled to Aruba with about 124 of her classmates from Mountain Brook High School. The trip was organized as a graduation celebration for the seniors, and a few parents and teachers went along as chaperones. Among her close friends on the trip were some of her classmates and peers. The group stayed at the Holiday Inn Resort in Palm Beach, Aruba, where they enjoyed various activities during their time on the island before her disappearance. Aruba, known for its sunny beaches and party scene, seemed perfect. On May 30, 2005, Natalee Holloway spent her final evening in Aruba at Carlos and Charlie's, a popular bar in Oranjestad, celebrating the last night of her high school trip. After a night of dancing and celebrating, most of her friends returned to the hotel, while Natalee stayed a bit longer. She was last seen leaving the bar around 1:30 a.m. with three young men, Joran van der Sloot, a Dutch national, and two local brothers, Deepak and Satish Kalpoe. Witnesses stated that Natalee appeared to be under the influence but in a lively mood, bidding farewell to some of her friends before leaving. According to reports, her friends didn't realize she hadn't returned until the next morning when she missed the group's departure back to the U.S. This absence was when her friends and later her family grew concerned, sparking the search efforts that followed. Once Natalee was reported missing, Aruban authorities launched an investigation. Her mother, Beth Holloway, flew down almost immediately, desperate for answers. Witnesses described seeing Natalee get into a car with Joran and two brothers, Deepak and Satish Kalpoe. These three would soon become central figures in the case. When questioned, each gave conflicting accounts of the night, leading to more confusion. Initially, Joran van der Sloot, Deepak Kalpoe, and Satish Kalpoe claimed they had dropped Natalee Holloway off at her hotel after leaving the bar Carlos and Charlie's together in the early hours of May 30, 2005. They stated that she went inside and they drove off. However, surveillance footage reportedly showed no sign of Natalee returning to her hotel that night, leading investigators to question the validity of the men's statements. This discrepancy raised further suspicions and led to more intense interrogations in the weeks following her disappearance. After inconsistencies emerged in the men's statements, Aruban police intensified their investigation. Joran van der Sloot and the Kalpoe brothers were arrested as primary suspects in Natalee's disappearance. The three underwent multiple rounds of questioning, but each round brought shifting narratives. While at first they agreed on having dropped Natalee at her hotel, further interrogations revealed contradictory details, causing suspicion. Despite initial arrests, due to a lack of concrete evidence linking them directly to a crime, they were released multiple times, although Joran remained a focal point. Over the years he would make various claims, including admitting to harming Natalee, then retracting his statements. The Kalpoe brothers' involvement was also scrutinized, but they maintained they dropped Joran and Natalee at the beach and had no further involvement. The lack of clear evidence led to frustration and countless theories. Some wondered if there had been a tragic accident, while others suspected foul play. Speculation grew over a possible cover-up, given Joran's family connections, further fueling public interest and suspicions. Despite her family's exhaustive efforts, no concrete evidence surfaced. Private investigators, search teams and volunteers combed the island, yet Natalee's whereabouts remained unknown. The case grew cold with only scattered pieces of circumstantial evidence, and Aruban authorities were criticized for their handling of the investigation. With each dead end, hope for finding Natalee seemed to fade. The case has haunted Beth Holloway, who has tirelessly sought justice for her daughter. The family's heartbreak and the strain of the investigation are immeasurable, leaving them and the public with a haunting sense of incompleteness. In the years following, several leads and shocking revelations emerged. At one point, Joran was even arrested in Peru for an unrelated crime, sparking renewed attention on Natalee's case. Additionally, various individuals stepped forward, claiming to know what happened, but none of the information provided any closure. The case would occasionally make headlines with possible sightings, new suspects and strange clues, yet it remains unsolved. Each new development stirred up emotions for those who followed the story from the beginning. Even today, people wonder what really happened to Natalee, why no one has been held accountable, and if the truth will ever come to light. In 2010, Joran van der Sloot attempted to extort money from Natalee Holloway's mother, Beth Holloway. He claimed he knew where Natalee's remains were and offered this information for $250,000, requesting $25,000 upfront. However, the information he eventually provided was false, and this act led to federal charges of extortion and wire fraud in the U.S. Shortly after extorting Beth Holloway, Joran traveled to Lima, Peru, where he met 21-year-old Stephanie Flores in a casino. On May 30, 2010, the 5-year anniversary of Natalee Holloway's disappearance, he murdered Flores in his hotel room. Security footage showed them entering his room together, but she was found dead shortly afterward. Police reports indicate that Joran attacked Flores after she used his laptop and discovered information related to Natalee's case. Following Flores's murder, Joran was quickly arrested in Chile and extradited to Peru, where he stood trial. In 2012, he was sentenced to 28 years in prison for the murder of Stephanie Flores. He has been serving his sentence at a high-security prison in Peru, known for housing dangerous criminals under strict conditions. In 2023, as part of a plea deal with U.S. authorities on the extortion and wire fraud charges, Joran confessed to Natalee Holloway's murder, providing details of her final moments. This confession marked the first time he admitted to her killing, offering closure to her family after years of speculation. However, he has not faced murder charges for Natalee's death in Aruba, as the case remains unresolved in terms of legal prosecution. Currently, Joran van der Sloot remains incarcerated in Peru, continuing to serve his sentence for the murder of Stephanie Flores. Following the completion of this sentence, he faces possible extradition to the United States to face sentencing for the extortion of Beth Holloway. The case of Natalee Holloway left a lasting impact on how we view missing persons investigations abroad. It served as a cautionary tale, particularly for young travelers, about safety and the unpredictable nature of international justice. As a safety advice for young women, staying safe means being cautious and aware of surroundings, especially in unfamiliar settings. Always try to stay with trusted friends, particularly when out at night or in new places. Avoid leaving yourself vulnerable by sharing your location with friends or family, and make sure to have a plan to get home safely. Remember, it's okay to be friendly, but also trust your instincts and set boundaries with strangers. Stay alert and prioritize your safety in every situation. Thank you for watching and following Natalee's story with me. This case is still so full of unanswered questions, and I'd love to hear what you think. Was this a tragic accident or something far darker? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with me next deep dives into the mysteries that continue to intrigue us all. Also, don't forget that as always I include photos and visuals related to each case at the end of the video. If you'd like to know more about the case or ways to support missing persons foundations, find the links in the description. And as always, stay curious and stay safe.